topic, right? Firstly, I'm Cecian, life coach and motivational speaker. My channel, manifest underscore Cecian, is all about manifesting your best life, living your best life, self-development and self-awareness and being more aware of who you are and what you want in your life experience. Okay, there's a lot of information out there around self-development, and it's all based on spirituality because you cannot divorce self-development from your spirituality, right? So we're going to be talking about the law of attraction, but we're going to talk more about living your best life and working with your mindset, changing your mindset, because your mindset is everything that makes you, allows you, and also to attract certain things, allows you to attract certain things that you align to. Okay, the law of attraction, according to Bashar, simply says that we are always vibrating because we have a core frequency. Every person has a frequency. Now, you're attracting according to that frequency, which is who you are, your mindset, okay, your worldview, your assumption about life. You're attracting according to that all the time. The law of attraction is a given. You cannot avoid it. It's always there. But the law of attraction is simple because it means that you either align to something or you're not aligned to it. Now, your worldview is what connects you to that certain thing that you're actually attracting into your life. Now, for you to attract what you want to attract, you need to release all those things that don't allow you to attract what you want to attract. According to Bashar, that's a simple concept that we are always vibrating and attracting things into our life experience, and we need to just focus on allowing and releasing. So you are releasing all that does not serve you or work for you. But the question is, what does serve you and what does not work for you depends on what you want in life, depends on your vibration, where you want to be and what you want. Okay, for a simple thing, like a person wants to lose some weight, so your belief systems that are working against you losing that weight needs to be released. So you have to release that fear, that disbelief, that bad habits that are actually creating your current situation, where you need to release and change the situation. So it's all about releasing and letting go and opening yourself to what really works for you. So you have to work on those beliefs. That's why a lot of spiritual teachers, or all spiritual teachers, they speak about manifesting and building your best life. They're always telling you about your belief. What is the limiting belief that you have, and what is that core belief that's causing problems in your life experience? So you have to go there and do the contemplation, sit down and write down your beliefs and get focused onto what are your belief systems? What are those things that are you actually holding near to you and dear to you as your worldview in life? Are they working for you, or they attracting everything that you're attracting have attracted so far, or are they pushing them away? So you need to actually sit down and focus on yourself again. It's about self evaluation. You always have to evaluate yourself to find out exactly what is those belief systems in that worldview that's causing you to attract all the things you don't want, so you can release it. Simple. So you have to first find out exactly what they are, then you're able to release them. So you'll ask yourself, once you know exactly what it is that you need to release, then you ask yourself, how do I go about releasing it? Now remember, because of the fact that you've actually created those belief systems, and you've accepted those belief systems because of what you've heard from other people, most of the time, what we believe is not what we have chosen, it's what we have been fed from childhood. So it all begins at that early childhood when you were 7 years old, or younger than 7 years old. From birth to 7 years, you're really a sponge. And then after that, the conditioning is a bit lesser, but it's still there. But remember, the foundation of a condition is at birth to 7 years. And in that 7 years of you getting conditioned, if you exposed you to belief systems that food is used for comforting, that in every time a person is sad, if your parents or your mom was sad, because we tend to actually resonate a lot to our parents, to our moms actually, right? Our mothers, how they actually respond to traumas in their life, sadness, or anything that went wrong in their life, how they responded. A lot of people turn to food. So you'll see that your mom, when there's a sadness in the family, or she's feeling sad, even stress, she eats. So then you start adapting the same habits. Those are the belief systems that people actually create, is that food is a comforting, it's a form of comfort. We're moving away from the fact that food is therefore fuel to nourish your body. It's not for comfort. So then you grow up like that. If you're somebody who have an eating disorder, and you become very obese because every time you're feeling depressed or sad, you eat. And then the opposite can also happen. People also eat a lot. They engage in eating a lot of food when they're celebrating celebrations. There's a copious amounts of different types of high carb, sugary foods that people eat, right, in celebrations. And then every celebration is not a celebration without something like an ice cream, some chocolate, some cakes, and all those things. So that's what happens. That's a conditioning that you actually go through from the time you were born to the time you were 7. That's the major basis, foundational core programming that you have. So then as you grow older, you're still holding on to those beliefs that food is for comfort. It's also for celebration. It's not a nourishing factor. It's not to nourish you. It's to actually feed your emotions and calm you down. So people start using that. Now, when you now releasing that type of belief, now you've got an understanding of where it's coming from, the foundation of where that belief comes from. So you have to walk back to that and rethink that idea, and then add new ideas to that. Food is not really something we use to comfort ourselves. Food is for nourishment. Your body needs to be nourished. So when you have that new belief now, then you tend to attract different situations in your life experience, because now you're going to be practicing different things. Because remember that a belief or mind view or an assumption also speaks into your habits and your actions and your let's call it your life cultural experience, how you are going about living your life. That's how it is. Now you start living your life differently. You start seeing food as a form of nourishment. It's not for entertainment, and it's not for feeding your emotions or calming you down to make you feel better. It's about filling your body with nourishing food to nourish your body, basically. Now you're changing that worldview, that belief now will change, then your habits will change, and everything that you do will also begin to change. So it's a step-by-step process. That's why when people say they're manifesting something different in their life experience, and then they lose patience, one of the biggest things you need to understand that you are where you are at this moment because of your life habits, things that have been happening for many, many, many years. And when you are changing, you want it to be an instant change, and it doesn't work like that. It's a step-by-step process of change. It's all a step-by-step process, okay? That's what it's all about. So the key concept here is mindset. So Bashar also speaks about mindset, okay? Again, I'll speak about a little bit of Bashar. Bashar was actually a collective entity or energies channeled by Daryl Anchor. So Daryl Anchor is the human being behind the character Bashar. Bashar is collective energies, right? Interdimensional energies, right? Spirits come together, and they use Daryl Anchor as a way of communicating with us, the teachings of how we can live our lives. It's all about spirituality, awareness, consciousness, and how to be a conscious aware, how to enjoy this reality, what is really going on here, right? So Daryl teaches a lot about us not being controlled, but us human beings being human beings, but spirit first, in a human body, experiencing life and actually creating life with our perceptions and our world views. So when you want to live your best life, you need to understand that you are actually attracting and pulling things into your life experience. Number one, you need to take ownership of your life experience, right? That's what it's all about. I know that a lot of teachers speak about that. It's all about you taking ownership of your life experience. Somebody's trying to call me, and there's no way I'm going to take that call now, right? So it's all about you taking that ownership. So when you step into that life that you desire, you want to step into the life that you desire, you need to understand that the law of attraction is always working. You will always attract who you are, not what you say. So remember, the law of attraction is not based on what you say, it's on your worldview, it's on your mindset. So people's mindsets will not really speak into what they are saying, because some people will say things just because they want people to hear a certain thing. It's not really what they really believe. Your worldview is much more than just what you say. It's your whole belief system. It's your foundation of who you are. From the time you were born till now, you've created a whole mindset of who you are. And somehow some of us also have changed our mindsets, because my mindset has changed, right? From where I was like 10 years ago to where I am now, because of my journey of awakening and awareness. So my mindset has changed. So again, we learning that mindset is not a concrete thing. You can always change your mindset, change your mind in a way you see things. We know that, right? So the key challenge here is that when you want to change your body and your life, you need to change your mindset, the way you see things, right? Using the law of attraction, understand how the law of attraction really works, and other laws like the law of assumption. You assume something to be true, and then you live it and you believe it and you speak into it. You speak like it's already there. This is your assumption. You're assuming to be that healthy person or that successful person. It's all about you assuming it to be true. And as you're assuming, you start living it, you start speaking into it, you start acting like that person that you want to be. Right now, people get stuck in the fact that they believe they cannot change. Any person can change at any given time, depending on how much they want to change, and how much they're willing to let go of the old. Because it's all about the releasing what does not work for you, and then opening yourself to embracing what does work for you. You have to change your mindset and also change your actions and your belief systems. Always, all about that, right? So today's live is about that. We're going to dive into this conversation about how we can become better people, how we can change our world views, our mindsets. Firstly, you need to recognize what needs to be changed. You need to recognize where you are now at this moment. If you want, for example, you want to grow your hair and make it long, what's your belief around the hair concept? A simple thing, like small things, because we as human beings, we always struggle with small things and we make them seem like big things, like losing weight, like sorting a business. They're not very huge, but we make them big in our minds because we haven't seen any person successfully achieve those things. It doesn't mean that it has not been achieved if you haven't seen it or you haven't heard about it, right? But if you thought about it already, it's a thought, an idea, that means it does exist. I always tell my clients that whatever you believe in, right, whatever you're thinking about and believe in, it does exist. It might not be in your physicality at the moment, but it does exist somewhere in some dimension, right? It's there. All about you tuning into it. So changing your mindset, right? It's all about you changing how you see life, from every small thing in your life experience, about yourself, about your success in life. It's about you leveling up and understanding that all things are possible. Last week I spoke about all things are possible. Now, all things are possible according to your worldview. Excuse me, let me drink some water. All things are possible according to your worldview. Not every single person has the same worldview about certain things, right? So people are all living our lives the best we can, and we have different worldviews. Now, your mindset and your worldview is about the same thing. Your mindset is what you believe about life. Your worldview is the same thing. What you believe and understanding about yourself and the world, right? Because if you believe that you're somebody that's a victim in life, that's your worldview. If you believe that making money is difficult or having money is impossible for you, that's your worldview. If you believe that this reality is a struggle, that's your worldview. Right? If you believe that people are not good people, the majority of the people in the world are bad people, that's your worldview. That means that then your worldview is now attracting everything. Your mindset was attracting accordingly. So remember, the spirit has no choice but to give you what you believe according to your worldview, your mindset. Spirit will give you what's in your mindset, because your mindset is linked to your vibration, your frequency. You're vibrating at that certain level that life is difficult. You vibrating in a certain level that things are difficult to good things are difficult to come about for you specifically. You're seeing other people being successful, but you feeling low, you're feeling low self-esteem, that's your worldview. You feel that you're not worthy enough. You feel that you're not good enough to get what you want and desire in life. But you're seeing other people being successful. Right? That is your worldview. Now you have to release that negative worldview according to their Bashar. Let go of that worldview and then open yourself to a more expanded version of yourself, expanded truth about yourself, that you are worthy, that you can have all things that you desire, that all things are possible, right? How you get there is a gradual climb. So it's about you first deciding. That's how you can get to your highest level of awareness, is you deciding that you want to change these limiting perceptions, let them go, release them. Because the law of attraction is actually based on you releasing on what does not work for you and allowing yourself to open up and accept all that does work for you, even if it's something against what you were taught, against your culture or your community. You have to let go of that and see something different. Okay, that is the reason why families, not every single person in a family of five, maybe five siblings, have the same type of life experience, because their worldviews are different. Hi, best. Thank you. Welcome to my live. We're talking about living your best life and the law of attraction. And we're also talking about mindset, because that's what actually creates your vibration, is your mindset, your worldview, that allows you to attract all those things, right? So the law of attraction is normally just based on what you're allowing into your life, what you are aligning to, right? So every single person is born with a way of attracting things in our life, because we have a frequency. Everybody has a frequency, a core frequency. You attract according to your frequency. Right now, remember, your frequency is what you believe about yourself, it's your worldview, it's your mindset, it's your assumptions about life. It's all in your mind, because this is a mind game. We create it from the mind. Okay, then your mind is has a vibration, a frequency that now it makes you, allows you to attract certain things in your life, right? So if you want to change something in your life and change what you are attracting in your life, you have to let go of those things that are allowing you to attract the things you don't want, those belief systems, those actions, those words, because remember, they all come from the mind. It's a thought, it's a word, and it's an action, right? It's a whole vibration. A total vibration is a totality. Your frequency is just your vibration, how you are vibrating, your frequency, your understanding, your mindset, okay? Your mindset will always result in your actions. Your mindset and your actions have to be aligned. That's how it works, okay, basically. Because there's one vibration, there's one frequency. Now, when you release all those negative things that are not working for you and not for your highest good, for your highest vibration, for your highest self, right? When you release all those things and then you start changing and adding those things that add value, that will bring you what you want, by changing your perceptions and being maybe more positive and more optimistic about life, more excited about life, then you're able to actually live a better life experience. You start attracting better friends in your life experience. You start attracting better situations, because now you're free. When you're happy, you're free. You let go of the restricting belief systems that you're not good enough, that there's no good people in the world, that people are out to get you, all those negative things. How is your day going so far? It's going well, best. It's going well so far, sweetie pie. How are you? What do you think about this conversation we're having today? We have this conversation about vibration and the law of attraction. How was your day so far, sweetie pie? How are things working for you today? And how it has been this whole week? Because remember that we need to assess the totality of who we are, even the experiences of the whole week. The weekend is a nice time to also relax, but also reflect on how it has been. Because when you want to live in awareness, you're actually introspecting on everything that's going on in your life. How you're feeling, what's the issues that you're having, what have been your core thoughts this week? What are you thinking now at this moment when you're watching this live? Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that you like my live. Go ahead and follow me, and no, subscribe to my channel. Sorry, Subscribe to my channel if you have not as yet, sweetie pie. This channel is all about awareness and self-development, and also, you know what I mean, leveling up. So my topics, I speak about manifesting, law of attraction, law of assumption. I speak about the teachings of Bashar, Neville Goddard, Napoleon Hill, Flora Shovel Shin. I speak about all those type of topics because my channel is all about self-awareness and self-development. But it's a small channel and still growing, so I would really appreciate it if you could go and subscribe to my channel as well and go through my videos, right? And comment as well. Kind of binge watch and comment as well, because engagement is important, sweetie pie. Because I know it's your first time coming across my channel, okay? So today we're talking about the mindset. The mindset is what creates our life experience. When you change your life, you have to change your mindset, right? Remember, what you do also helps what is connected to your mindset, because you cannot do anything outside of what you believe about yourself and the world, right? You cannot do anything outside of what you believe about yourself and the world and your relationship with the world and yourself, right? So simple as that. So Bashar speaks about us having a better life experience by letting go of all those things that don't serve us. Thank you for joining my live. Owami, thank you. Rose, thank you for joining my live. Today we're talking about self-development, living your best life, touching on the topic of the law of attraction and also mindset, because this game is a mindset. It's a mind game, basically. Everything's about the mind, right? Everything that we actually experiencing is coming from what we believe, our worldviews, our assumptions about life, okay? So for sure, I said is a multi-dimensional spirit, a collective of different spirits that are being channeled by Daryl Anchor, as I said earlier on. No, I'm not Afrikaans, sweetie pie, but I was very good at Afrikaans in school, though, right? But my first language is actually English, right? But I'm not Afrikaans. Yeah. Anyway, but when I'm speaking, somehow, because I channel as well, that's when I'm speaking, I am also speaking from spirit. So when I'm speaking, sometimes my tongue ties at times, right? Especially when I'm trying to go forward, because the mind is working faster than the mouth. You understand that kind of thing? That's what happens. Yes, Owami. Thank you for joining my live, sweetie pie. I hope you like this topic. We're speaking about self-development, self-awareness, living your best life, and law of attraction, according to how we can fix our minds, how your mindset can allow you to attract better things in your life experience. Okay, but sure says that the law of attraction is simply you releasing those things that don't work for your highest good and allowing those things that do work for your highest good to come through, okay? Release all that does not work for you. Change your mindset. Let go of things, belief systems, assumptions about yourself and the world that don't work for you. Simple as that. Let go of those things that are allowing or not allowing you to attract what you want to attract. The law of attraction is a law that's always constantly on. It's always going on. We're always attracting according to our core vibration. If your core vibration is fear, yes, you're going to attract fearful situations in your life. If your core vibration is hope, love, peace, joy, then you're going to attract according to that type of vibration right now. Now, what you want and what you don't want in your life is based again on your belief. Okay, so what you want in your life, you want maybe a better job, but if you don't believe that better job even exists, if you don't believe that you are worthy of getting a better job, right, that's a belief system that can hold you down when you want something. You want to attract your SP, but you don't believe that you are good enough, that you're not good looking enough or anything like that, right? Then what's going to happen? You're not going to be able to attract that thing that you want in your life. You're not going to be able to attract that SP person because you're not showing up. You're not vibrating. Your vibration is not aligned to what you want. So you have to release that belief system that's holding you back. Oh, Wami, thank you so much. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not as yet. Oh, Wami. Okay, and go ahead after the live and then go into my videos and you can check them, watch them, and also share with your friends as well. All right, it's all about that. You need to understand that what you don't want, you need to release it. But first, you need to do introspection. Ask yourself, what is my belief around this thing that I want? I want this new job. I have been applying. I've been doing all the physical things I need to do. However, I'm not getting even interviews. Why? Somehow, maybe because there's a belief system that I have. Maybe I don't believe I'm even to get an interview. Maybe I don't believe I'm not good enough. I don't believe I'm good enough for the specific position. Or maybe I believe that there's a shortage of jobs, a shortage of opportunities. That means you have a scarcity mentality, meaning that you are living in restriction. You don't believe in the abundance of life. When people are saying certain things out there outside of us, it doesn't mean it's true. That's just an expression of what they are experiencing. A simple example, the time of the COVID, there were people that really thrived in the time of the COVID period of the 2020-21. There were people that thrived at that period, right? And there were people that did not thrive, they suffered, right? They suffered self-caused suffering. When something is happening outside of you, you need to determine it and label it as empowering or disempowering. You decide. You decide if that thing that's happening in the world now is empowering or disempowering. You decide, right? In other words, you give an assignment. You say that, oh my God, the world is coming to an end, or we're all gonna die. The sickness is everywhere, like what people were doing in the COVID at that time, right? And it was some of us who were not in that mindset. We were more like spectators. We did not agree to take part in the fear. We did not agree to take part in the fear factor of the whole experience. We decided to look at it more. Okay, this thing is passing. Let's wait and see what's gonna manifest at the end of the day, because the way they push the agenda on social media and on mass media, that so many people are dying all over the world. We really thought, most of us thought, it's the end of the world. I mean, you are bombarded with communication on television, that picture of the virus, that round ball, and it's getting a blue. In South Africa, it was blue at one stage, then it went very red whenever they say the numbers are increasing and stuff. That's a way of conditioning people. Now remember that you have a choice to either look at these things and observe and not get too enmeshed emotionally into those things, because that drops your frequency. You Oh, Wami, you asking me a question. You are right. You are right. Everything, but you saying it right. But you saying it right. Yes. Sharp. So it's all about you understanding that you have to look at something, observe it, and then give it an assignment. Don't listen to what they're telling you on social media, on mass media, that you must be afraid of this and this, the end of the world. You decide, because you the master of your own reality, right? Remember that the law of attraction is based on your worldview. So I did not get sick in that period. I never even get to go to a doctor. I never had a sneeze. I had nothing, because I looked at it more in the sense, okay, this is interesting. This is an interesting phenomenon. For me, it was like, wow, what's going on? Why are all these people in so much fear? People's wearing masks everywhere, you know what I mean? So you go out shopping because you have to get some goodies for your household. You put in your mask, but you know very well that you're safe. You know very well that you're safe, that this thing cannot kill you. It's like just a normal flu, that this will pass. This too would also pass. That's another thing that kept coming to my mind, that this too will also pass. Again, it's a mind view. It's how you see the world. Because if you allow the world, everything happening outside, because everything that's happening outside of you, right, is not controlled by you, but you have control over yourself, right? So you have to look at it more like, okay, this is happening. Let me observe. Okay, what do I believe? What are my core beliefs about what's happening outside, right? Then you engage in you meaning to whatever it is, right, that's happening outside. It's like, for me, it was, okay, this is just a flu. It's in the past. It's passing. It's not the end of the world. Things are gonna go back to normal. I knew things were gonna go back to the normal. I just said to myself, well, I'm going to enjoy working from home, right? Because I'm in IT. I can work from home. I was fine with that, You get my point? But I also sent love and light to those people that couldn't do their work from home. They had to be in those places, right? And then they didn't work. Some people lost their businesses, their livelihood, and I sent my light and love to them. But I did not match myself to low frequency. I sent my light and love to them, and I prayed for them. You can say that. I affirmed their wellness, that all is going to be well. Because when something ends, something will always begin. Where there's always an ending, there's always a new beginning. Even in tarot, right? The Tower card speaks about destruction. When something is pulled down, right, to allow something new to come through. That's how it's all about. Manifesting is about understanding that there will always be an end and there'll always be a beginning, right? But remember that it's all about the trust. You have to trust in life. So the other angle speaks about trusting, letting go of those belief systems that are actually causing your own inner suffering. Reassign, give meanings, better meanings to things, a higher frequency meanings to things, and have patience and be an observer, and don't get caught up in the flow of emotional turmoil that other people are having. Don't match yourself to what's going on. Try and sit back, like you go into a funeral, for example, right? And you of a different awareness. You know that death is not an end. That death is a transition from the physical to the spiritual. But you respect the people's space and the fact that they are mourning, right? But you know very well. So you want to match yourself to the low frequency of crying and feeling sad and all those things. Within yourself, you know that this person is still alive, the spirit is still alive. The person walked out of the physical body into the spiritual realm, and the person is now in love, right? Again, it's all based on your understanding, your mindset. So if you, for example, have the idea, like Christians, that there's a hell and there's a heaven and certain people according to how you are living and all those things, then people, when they lose their loved ones, right, they always start thinking, okay, is this person in heaven and hell? This person was not such a good person, right? Already that judgment, that judgment is very painful, because now judgment is separation. It's like separating, and it goes against the law of oneness, right? So there's no heaven and hell physical place where people go. It's all in your minds. It's your mind. It's what you believe. Right? So when you pass over, you go to the other side. And it's only love. I personally believe that the other side, the spiritual side, is only love. If you want it to be a hell of pain, then it shall be, because it's what you believe that you shall actually experience. And sometimes your higher self will allow you to experience goodness, to show you that no, you know what I mean, whatever you were believing in was not true. You understand, especially when you listen to those NDA, was it NDE, sorry, NDE accounts of videos where people, those near death incidents, right, when people die for 30 minutes, an hour, whatever, and they come back 5 minutes, and they come back and they tell us that yes, this is what I experienced, right? So I personally believe that there is no end. Energy does not die. Energy cannot die. That's a science fact, right? Energy cannot die. So when you are living in the physical body and you leave your physical body, you go to another expression of life. It's different to what we're having here, where we're in physical bodies, right? But there is no end. So as I said, you don't match yourself to that thing that you don't believe in, right? Because you have that mindset. That's why mindset is such a big thing. It's a key concept of who we are, right? Your mindset creates all things in your life experience. Your mindset may create your suffering and may create your happiness and your joy, because it's all a mindset. Life is all about the mindset. Okay, again, now the steps. Let's speak about the steps for you to go into your desired life. Okay, this is by Wayne Dyer's teachings, right? Wayne Dyer again was a spiritual teacher. I would like to speak about him as well, because I think that his teachings are quite interesting and very factful as well, because he was a writer and an author. Okay, so he speaks about us reaching our highest level of awareness by us taking that opportunity to make those choices that add value to our life experience. Okay, taking charge of your mind view, right? Don't allow other people's opinions to affect who you are. You decide who you are. And when you have a core self-concept and it works for you, Don't be influenced by other people's opinions, especially in his book called Wishes Fulfilled. He speaks about that. That's a book I'm reading now, right? I'm about to finish that book. It's all about you manifesting what you want in your life experience, but also living at the end like it's really already there, and don't allow the outside world to influence you, your worldview of what you want in your life experience. All about that, right? So remember that you are the master of your own reality, you are master of your own life experience. There is nothing and nobody that's forcing you to believe what you want to, what you're believing now. You choose to believe it, right? So if you want to change your world, you change your mindset. You change your mindset, then you end up changing what you're doing, because your mindset is linked to your actions and your beliefs, right? Your mindset is your belief, your thoughts, your actions, and what you say in the world. Then you're able to manifest those things that you want in your life experience. Hi, Sabella. Thank you for joining, CZ. Thank you for joining my live. Sabona, sweetie pie, how are you doing? Today we're speaking about self-development. If you're new in my channel, yes, Sabelo, Sisi, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, right? And then you can go through my videos after my live as well, right? If you are interested in this topic of self-awareness and self-development. And Big Boy, thank you for joining my live as well. He's from South Africa. Sabona to you as well. I know you are from South Africa. I'm also from South Africa. I'm based now currently in South Africa, and I'm in Durban, right? So Durban, by the beach. That's where I am based at this moment, okay? So today we're speaking about your self-awareness and self-development, understanding who you are, right? If you want to change yourself, you need to understand that if you want to change yourself, change your experience in life, you need to understand it's all about the law of attraction. What are you being attracting your life experience linked to what you believe? Those things that you're holding on, you need to let go of those things. You're able to then attract that thing that you want to attract in your life experience. Alignment, they speak about alignment. Alignment is all about you being open to receive all that you want. And we want things, but most of us, most of the time, are not open to what we want, because we have belief systems that are not aligned to what we want. So basically, it's about you sitting down, journaling, writing what you want. What is your belief around that thing? What are your actions? What are your actions? What are they? Are they bringing that thing into your life, or are they not? And while you're acting like that, it's linked to a belief, an assumption, a worldview that's kept in your subconscious mind, right? So you live and say, okay, I really would love to lose some weight. I want to lose some body fat. I want to start a business, right? For example, and the body fat thing, well, I don't believe I'm able to do so, but I really want to. Okay, that's a belief. Why do you believe that? Ask yourself, why do I believe that? Where does it come from? Where does it believe that I can lose this body fat? I don't believe in it. I don't believe it's possible, but I really want to do it. So you want to break it down to the basic reasons on why you have that worldview, where it even began and why it has begun. Then you're able then now to go back and say, okay, the first situation I had, maybe a childhood, this was my experience where I come from a community where being a bit overweight and chubby and like kind of, they didn't call it unhealthy, they called it you are where they call it healthy, physical healthy, right? If you were too skinny and they say no, you got HIV, you sickly, right? So I had that perception in my background. I also ate, and we ate for comfort, not to fuel the body but to comfort ourselves. That's how I have an eating disorder that's caused my body weight. You understand? Now you know where it's coming from. Now you work from there, okay? I have this situation. How can I address it? How can I solve it? How can I change the worldview? You see, you have to go to the point of where it's coming from, the basic place where it's coming from, for you to be able to fix any problem. Whatever it is, maybe you're dating and you're not able to attract the right person all the time. You're always attracting toxic people. Where is that coming from? What is your first experience when it comes to relationships? Right? Remember, our parenting, our parents are the first people that teach us about relationships, okay? They're the first people to teach us how to be human, in other words, our homes. So it's coming from there about relationships. What is a relationship? I don't believe that even that marriage is a good thing. I don't believe that love even exists, because I've seen things, negative things in my background with my parents in their home, for example. I'm just giving an example, right? I've seen that the toxicness. So I don't believe that a person can be happy in a marriage, because I've never witnessed it. In my community growing up, I never ever witnessed it. Okay, now that is your worldview. Now remember, your worldview is always ready to be changed. You need to change it and be willing to change your worldview to be able to manifest and attract different things in your life experience. Okay, so it's always coming from somewhere. In other words, whatever problem or every challenges you have, any issue you're having currently in your life, is coming from somewhere. It's been triggered by something. So you have to address that thing, go back there and revisit it, and then analyze it and ask yourself, does this belief that still resonate with me now? Because I was very young when this happened, when I witnessed this toxic relationship with my parents. I was very young. Is it still true to me now? Right? And you write in the journal why it's true, why it's not true. Right? Why it's so true to you, and then you put all those steps down, exactly why it's so true. It's still true to you. Maybe because there's not so many relationships that you've seen that are flourishing, that are not toxic. You understand? So people can only behave according to what they experienced. Okay, remember, that's what we came for, the conditioning, and then we had to uncondition ourselves. Basically, life is all about that. This is what I'm beginning to realize. We came for the conditioning, and then you have to uncondition yourself, because when you were getting conditioned, it wasn't by choice, right? You were a child, you were experiencing these things, and it was just happening. Now remember that life was then out of your control, but now you're an adult. Now you can sit back. If you're 18 years and older and you're on this life, you're an adult. Now you can sit back and you can say, okay, right, does that belief system work for me now? Right? That abuse is something that is fruitful in a relationship, that is needed in a relationship. Do I need to control my partner the way my mom and my father were busy controlling each other? Right? They were married for many years. There's reasons why people stayed in those toxic marriages those years, right? Because of their cultural belief also held them down into that. Their cultural belief that separation and divorce is, for example, it's not godly. Some people even will be discommunicated from their churches. They will be rejected from their churches if they're divorced, and they were afraid of those things, and they stayed in those toxic relationships, right? Just coping, just not thriving, coping, right? And then when you grow older, and I've noticed a lot of people who come from relationships like that, their parents had a very, very toxic marriage, and you observe that type of marriage. In most cases, you don't want marriage. You don't even believe in marriage, because you don't think it's a good thing, because you've experienced the negative side of marriage, right? Now remember, not every single person uh, has been exposed to experience the same type of relationship mechanics or mechanisms in their home, right? Like for me, the single parenting. Some people maybe on this live come from homes, happy married people. They were never fought. It wasn't toxic. They communicated very well. And some of us have the opposite experience, right? Like myself, I have the experience of being in a single home, a single parenting home, where there was no father figure. You understand? So that taught me something about relationships. That when I now was an adult and I started now engaging in relationships, I found that I was short of some information on what is a good father, what is a good man, what is a nurturing man, right? I lacked that. So I had to find out on my own in my relationships and understand what is a nurturing man. Because remember, we're now adults. If you're 18 years and older, right, you're an adult, you have the choice to make decisions for yourself now. Now you have to take what you have learned and look at it and say, okay, does this thing still feel true to me? Is this belief system still true to me? Because you're constantly changing. When you have to constantly change, right? You have to do the adulting. The adulting means you need to take what works for you and change and replace those things that don't work for you with some good things that add value for you to you. Don't listen to the world and the noise outside, right? Don't allow yourself to be programmed again as an adult, right? Don't allow yourself to take other people's opinions about you, who you are and what you want in life, what's possible for yourself and what's not possible. In the book Wishes Fulfilled by Wayne Dyer, he speaks about the same thing, that for many, many years, all the things that he's been doing, that he didn't achieved in his life, all the things he didn't achieved in his life, he was always discouraged by outside influences who told him, you're too old, you don't have the information, you'll never be successful, and all those things. That's all outside opinion, right? So when you're manifesting, you need to keep in one thing in your mind, that you're the master of your life, your own life experience, right? So you take charge of your own life and understand how the law of attraction really works. It's all about you being open to what works for you and letting go of those things that don't work for you, even if it's something that you hold very dear to your heart. If it doesn't work for you, let it go. As simple as that. Because you'll always be there manifesting and creating and attracting the same type of situations, because we haven't let go of that thing that you're holding so dear to you. Just because your parents did it and believed it, just because your society believes it, doesn't mean that it's good for you. It doesn't mean it's going to work for you, because remember that you want different things in your life. You want to live a elevated life. You want to achieve much more in your life now that other people or have achieved in your community, in your home, in your society. You want to do better, right? You always want to do better. So it means you need to let go of those things that don't work for you anymore. So you're able to actually attract those things that do work for you, right? So if you are interested in these people I'm speaking about, Bashir, I'm sure many people have come across his videos. If you could, because if you're on this live now, and I'm sure you have come across Wayne Dyer's videos online. A lot of people making videos and teaching others using Wayne Dyer's teachings, right? And even Bashir's teachings. So you can go and find that information online, right? And understand what I'm talking about. And also get yourself leveled up on what you want in life. Okay? Excuse me. So it's all about you leveling up and making yourself a better person. So as I said, if you have not as yet, let me drink some water. If you have not as yet, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Then you can check all my videos and join my community. Okay, because my community is all about self-development and self-awareness, leveling up and creating your best life yet. Excuse me. Right, so this conversation is all about that, creating your best life yet. So I normally have my lives on Sundays and on Saturdays. So I'll have a one again tomorrow, okay? So if you subscribe to my channel, you're able to see the notification when I go live tomorrow, and you can join in again, all right? It's all about leveling up, right? And remember, you are not being forced to live the way you want to, where you're living now. It's by choice. You are not a victim. If you want to change anything in your life experience, you can change it anytime. You decide, well, I want to change. Right now, your ideology, your mindset is the key thing. Right? What you think about yourself in life is very important. Your mindset shapes everything in your life experience. Okay? Your body, your health, your money, even the money that you are now manifesting or pulling or attracting into your life is all based on your worldview and your mindset. Even the job that you have now at this moment, it's based on your mindset. Everything, okay, is based on your mindset. That same mindset that was carved and nurtured from a young age. And if it has not changed, you're gonna manifest the same things. You need to keep on changing your ideologies and remove things that don't work for you, right? And add those things that do work for you. Thank you for joining my live, Levy. Hi, I'm about to even finish off my live. We're talking about mindset here, leveling up in the law of attraction. Okay, I spoke a lot about the law of attraction, and I used different type of examples as well, right? Now your core ideology is your mindset, what you feel about life. Your mindset is by shapes everything. Your body, this is a very interesting one. Your body, your health. So I was having conversation with one of my colleagues this week, and I told that person I don't get sick, right? I don't get sick because I don't believe that sicknesses is what I'm aligned to, right? I believe I've got a healthy body and my body's strong enough to fight off all infections, right? All infections, all viruses. I believe I take care of my body. My body is very intelligent. It has intelligence to actually heal itself, right? That's my mindset. That's my worldview about my body and regards to my health, right? My relationships as well. Remember, your mindset also affects your relationships, how you relate to other people. Number one, I don't have any enemies. I believe that every single person is a golden thread to my success. Every single person is there to add to my life, like how I'm there to add into their life. I have no enemies. Every single person that comes into my life experience is there for the reason because they have something they need to actually add to my life, and I need to add something into their life because nothing happens by accidents, as for sure. And Wayne Dyer says nothing happens by accident. Even Neville Goddard says there's no accidents here. Everything is there for a certain reason, right? There's no mistakes in this reality. So any relationship, even you being on this live now, right? Love you, sweetie pie, Livy. I'm from South Africa. I'm from South Africa in Durban. Yes. Thank you for liking what I'm saying. You also believe that good for you, lovey, good for you, right? Every single person is in your life experience there for a reason to add value to you. It's all about that, right? It's all about that. It's all about that. What someone's from Botswana, Livy. Oh, you're from next door, Botswana. I said next door, Botswana. It's only a couple of hours away from here, right? Yeah, I'm from Durban. Right, so welcome to my life. And if you have not as yet, Lavi, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because this is an African channel, right? It's all about self-awareness and self-development, right? If you haven't come across this type of content, I know there's a lot of different type of contents, African creators, there's many of us, right? But my channel is about self-awareness, spirituality, and also manifesting your best life and living your best life. Understand that you are the master of your own life experience. You are not being controlled. Sometimes it feels like that, but it's not a true reflection of what's going on. Okay. No, I'm not from Botswana. I'm not from Botswana. I'm from South Africa. Oh, you're not from Botswana. Oh, you were asking me. No, I'm from South Africa. And where are you from, Livy? Looking for godly wife. I'm already married, Lavi. I'm already married. I'm already married. I already got a godly husband. Yeah, so okay. Washington DC, you're from America. Washington DC, I'm from South Africa. South Africa. I know South Africa has been all over the social media recently, right? I'm from South Africa, Durban. Okay, not Botswana. Botswana is not far from us, but anyway, that's part of Southern Africa, right? Now South Africa is part of Southern Africa, okay, and Botswana is part of Southern Africa and Zimbabwe, okay, yeah. Anyway, so I'm from South Africa. Okay, now remember, your mindset creates all things. It creates your body, your health, your relationships, everything, right? It creates everything. So if you are not aware about what you're thinking about life, what you believe about life, you actually on autopilot because your mindset is actually creating everything and you're not even aware about it. You probably feel like you're a victim of some sort. Maybe you feel like that God doesn't love you, that you're not loved or you're not favored by God because and yet you're not looking within yourself and accepting that you are creating your own reality. Your mindset shapes everything from your body, your health, your relationship, people that you're attracting, your life experience. Always be aware about, take ownership. Remember that God is not here to save you. God is giving you the power to create your own life experience. God is giving you the power for you to be your own God, to create your own life experience. It's not a blasphemy for you to take your power. You're not saying that, you're not denying that there's a creator when you are taking your own life experience into your hand and building your own life experience. Okay. Right. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that, Livy. Thank you for your inputs, and I do agree, right? All things are possible. Your body will react or take on whatever you believe. Your body will react or take on whatever you believe. I've tried this. At one time, I had an anxiety attack, right? So, you know what I mean? Anxiety attack, and then I told myself to calm down. And then when I finished calm down, realized that what I was actually being anxious about doesn't even exist. It's all a thought. It's what I was thinking. I'm actually very safe. There was nothing going on, right? This is years ago when I was having anxiety attacks because I felt that I was unsafe. That means your mind is telling your body that you're unsafe, and your body will then listen to everything. Your mindsets of fear that you're not safe will actually cause your body now to actually do exactly what your mind believes. So if your mind believes that it's not safe to be, it's not healthy, it's not good to be thin and slender and and be skinny, then you are going to now be able to allow yourself to actually gain all that weight. And this is weird because then it's linked to the food that you eat. You'll now be eating the unhealthy foods. You'll be eating for comfort. You'll be doing all things to now build that body fat to make yourself more safe, I believe, more healthy. If you believe that being overweight, being skinny versus being uh fat, you need to be more fat, then it means that you're more healthy. Some cultures have that perception, especially in African cultures. They believe that more plumpy a woman is, the more healthy she is. And when you are more slender or skinny, as I say, thin, then you're not very attractive. There's some, I think it's in Rita next to Egypt on the top side of Africa, where they actually force feed their little girls because of the fact that men don't want to marry skinny women, as that skinny women are, for example, they're not attractive, they're not healthy. You understand? So now it's about a belief that actually causes that thing. So you go and push yourself now to eat so much because you want to get married, you want to be attractive. In your society says that if you're too plumpy, then you're not attractive. You see what it means? Your mindset creates everything. It'll push you to do certain things for you to manifest that thing that you believe, right? For example, you might believe that you're not good enough to meet your partner, your SP, the special person. You feel maybe you're not attractive enough, right? So what you do, you isolate yourself from other people. You don't socialize because you don't feel yourself to be attractive. Again, your mindset is not pushing your body to do something to so that you're not open and visible to the right people that need to meet you so you can meet your right person. You see what I mean? It's all about that. Your mind plays a big role in your reality. Your mindset, what you believe, is very important. So the moment of change is when you realize that, okay, this is not working for me. I've been not getting what I want. I'm not manifesting. I'm not attracting what I want because I have a mindset, a belief that doesn't work for me anymore. Right now, that's step number one. Taking realization, realizing that you have an issue. Right? Step number two, do something about it. Now, the action, right? With the belief, because action and belief goes together. Even in Christianity, they teach us that belief and faith is very important, right? You need to have faith and believe in something for you to act on it accordingly, right? If you do not have faith, you cannot act on something, right? Basically, if you don't believe and you cannot act on something, again, your mind, everything is in a mind, right? Mindset changes all things. That's why we're not standing still. We're always changing. We're always changing because with those that are willing to change, things are always changing, right? Be around us. But if you're not willing to change, the world will push you then to change. For example, AI. Now we have to go and learn about AI. People are now getting interested in AI. Some people are not going and learning because they're feeling, why do I need to learn about AI? Again, a mindset, all a mindsets, right? So then you see people being prosperous even at older age, right? Those that are interested, they learn about AI, they start using maybe it for making more money, making business. And you that sat and said, no, I don't like technology, I don't believe in it, you won't experience the same success as they experience. You won't experience the same experiences that the others that experience, that have learned about AI and accepted that it is what it is, right? What can I do now? How can I use that thing to add value into my life, right? Remember, mindset, this is all mindsets. I might be going all over the place when I'm speaking about the mindset because it's all created by mindsets. Everything from the work you do, the money you're making, the relationships that you have at the moment, the ones you don't have at this moment, it's all about your mindsets. If you want a partner, right, a special godly person, godly woman, right, as you said, Levy, do you believe she exists? or you a godly man? And what does godly mean to you? Because, for example, you might just maybe you've already met your partner who's a godly woman, but because you're not open or clear on what it really means, you understand? Because for you to attract something, you need to be aligned to what Levy. If you want a godly woman or you godly, right? What it means to be godly to you, I'm not sure, right? Because every single person is different. It's not only about going to church, right? Because a person goes to church every Sunday, right through the week, but if they don't change their hearts and don't change their mindsets, right, they will never get anywhere, right? The first point here is about love and acceptance, okay? True love and acceptance. If somebody comes to you now, a woman says, yes, I'm a godly woman, I want to have a relationship with you, right? Will you now start judging that person for how they're dressing? Number one, okay, what is God? If that's another issue, godly means she needs to be wearing, like, in a certain dress, a certain way, and all those things. But you don't, then you push her away because of the fact that she's not dressed the way you want. You expect her to be dressed. You don't give her a chance. You're pushing that person away. That could be that person for you, could be your right partner, right? In other words, give other people a chance, because if you are godly, you have open hearts, right? You're willing to love other people, willing to learn about them and listen to their points of view as well. Okay, it could be the reason why she dresses like that. She'll have her own reasons. Let's allow her to express why she's dressing like that. If you know what I'm trying to say, these are things that people don't take in consideration. You could have been pushing that godly woman away from you for many years, but she's always been there. Maybe even today at this moment, she is in your life, but because your eyes are not open, could be even a friend that you know for many years, you understand. But because of the fact you don't see that person as your partner, you've been pushing that person away, right? Right. When you live from the heart and live from high consciousness, you look at all aspects of life, right? Don't minimize and cut down other people. Give them a chance as well, right? We always don't get what we want because most of the time we're pushing away that thing that we want because we don't see that thing in the way, because we have this idea of what it should look like, how it's packaged, how the godly wife of yours is packaged. You have this idea that you should be a certain way and talk in a certain way and be in a certain way and act in a certain way, right? For me, being godly is having an open heart, being a loving, a kind person, having empathy and compassion for others, being willing to listen to other people, to forgive other people, right? To smile. And even if she doesn't like a person, she's not going to be rude to that person. Even if that person makes her upset, she's not going to be rude to that person. All that is all godly. That's being godly. Okay? That's being godly. Because the person going to church every Sunday doesn't make them godly. Even those that say they're Christians, because Christianity now is like a political statement. People put it on forms. They ask you, "What's your religion?" People say Christian, because they were baptizing as Christians, but they're not living the true value of what it means to be a Christian, right? I'm not Christian, right? I used to be Christian. I'm just talking in the fact that I understand what it is to be Christian, right? I am more spiritual, right? Because I walked away from people pretending to be what they are not. You understand? In the name of being Christian. You understand? Love is number one. Love, compassion, and understanding is a big thing for me, right? Empathy, giving other people opportunity to be who they are when they need to be as well. It's very important when it comes to me, right? And I understand that love is a big thing. So if you want to manifest and attract something in your life, number one, understand what is it that you want. Understand and ask yourself, what is stopping me from getting that thing? What is my worldview? What is my mindset that's stopping me from getting that thing? I'm now closing my life, guys. So I'm gonna close now, right? So you have to understand basically, what is my mindset? Why am I not getting that thing? According to Bashar, he says that the law of attraction is about you allowing what you want into your life by releasing those things that are blocking you from getting that thing that you want. The law of attraction, the simple concept of you being open. Aligning yourself is about you allowing, opening yourself, releasing all those things, perceptions, actions, words, everything that is stopping you from having the thing that you want in your life. So practice. Take away from this life. Go sit with your journal and a pen and ask yourself, what is it that I want in my life? And ask yourself, why did I have not manifested this yet? Right? What are the beliefs, the perceptions, the actions that I've been engaging in that's stopping me from getting this thing that I want, Levy? This is for you. What do I want in my life? Okay? I want this Christian woman, right? Okay, right. What are my actions, my words, my belief systems that have been stopping me from manifesting this person? Because she does exist, right? Whatever you want always exists. As I said in my other life, it's about the astral realm, right? It's about the spiritual realm. Whatever you want now in the physical exists in another dimension. You want to bring it here, you need to align yourself to it. But you need to understand, what are you doing now at this moment? What perceptions now at this moment do you have and hold dear to your heart that are stopping you from manifesting or attracting that thing in your life? Right? What are them? You got to take responsibility. This game is a mind game, but it's also a game of being responsible for your life experience always. Because everything is happening through you, by you, and for you. You are not a victim, right? You are not a victim. Everything's happening for you, through you, and by you. You are doing everything with your worldview, with your assumptions of who you are, with your vibration, with your frequency of who you are. You are actually creating that life experience. That's what it's all about. You are creating your life experience. Thank you for liking my life, guys. Okay. I'm about to finish off now because I don't like my lives to be too long. I'm actually more longer than normal. Okay. So it's all about you understanding that you are the mastermind around your life. You are the master of your life experience. And understand when you're in a situation now at this moment you don't like, take ownership and ask yourself, how did I get here? What are my perceptions? What is my worldview? What is my actions that have kept me here or brought me here? I am where I am now because of my perceptions. And yes, you can change it because everything is changeable here. Just allow it to change. Do what you need to do. Change your perceptions and then allow it to change and keep the faith. Right? The people have this idea when you're manifesting is points, right, of creating, the wanting, the desiring, okay, and then the belief, right, and then the doing, okay, and there's that space between before it comes in your life and the space when you're still doing and you're believing. There's a space there. It's called faith and patience. That space is really important. Space and patience. Give yourself that space in your mind to understand that spirit of God is getting you ready for what you want in your life. That space is very important. That's when you are getting ready for what is coming in your life. Spirit of God is allowing you to release all that does not work for you so that that special person come into your life, that godly wife that you're looking for, Levy. There's that space, that waiting space, right? So if you have done all that you needed to do and you're now feeding your manifestation with prayer, with faith and belief, it's gonna come. But there's a space that you need to have patience in. Sit there, right? It's like you going to the airport. There's a waiting area before your plane is ready, right? Same as anything else in life. There's always that space of faith and waiting and patience. Right? You sit there patiently. You don't keep on asking the people when my airplane is gonna come, where the flight is gonna be ready to be aboarded. You just sit there patiently. Same with anything else in life. And people get lost in that when they're manifesting and when they are praying, because prayer and manifesting is two same thing, expressed differently. When you pray and ask, okay, and then manifesting, it's part of asking, right? But you are creating it by you consciously taking ownership, right? You're not saying that God is a give it to you. You're saying that you're opening yourself to it. You're aligning to it. This is what I want, my divine source. I want this certain thing, right? I'm aligning myself to it. And I know I deserve it. I'm worthy of it. I'm not gonna cry about. I'm not gonna beg because I know it's my birthright. I know that you said in your word that all things are possible. Here I am asking for this thing to be possible in my life. You said all things are possible. See, so spiritual way of doing it and religious way of doing it, it's the same thing. We just express it differently. But at that waiting space is where people actually lose that faith. And what they do, because of disbelief and lack of faith, they push that thing away. Again, mindset. They push it away because they are fearful. They're afraid of it not coming. And when it does come, oh my God, what it's going to look like? Will she all be all that I wanted to be? Will she be all that I wanted to be? Now you're wondering, now you are second guessing the God source. You're second guessing yourself because you are God. You're second guessing yourself and your ability to have this thing, right? You even thinking that, oh, I'm not doing this good enough. You speaking negatively against your own attempts, your actions, right? But beware of the sweet spot, that spot of faith and patience before God drops that thing that you want in your life, before the universe opens up the door and brings that thing that you want. There's that space of faith and patience, very important, right? Again, mindsets, all about the mindsets. How you see the world, all things are possible. So while you're waiting in that space of faith and patience, tell yourself, all things are possible. I am worthy. And imagine yourself even experiencing it, because Wayne Dyer and Shaw speak about living at the end, living like it's there already, like you already have it. Even Neville Godward, live like you already have. Go to the Bible. The Bible speaks a lot about faith and having patience, right? And also live in love. Love the thing that you create, that you're asking for. And by loving it, you saying thank you for it. That's what it simply means. Love it by saying thank you for it. Now, same thing as living at the end. You live, so oh my God, I have this thing. I'm so thankful for it. Oh yeah, so awesome to have this person in my life. Imagine us going on dinner dates and enjoying ourselves, going on holidays together. You're living like you really have that partner already leaving, right? That's how we manifest. Thank you. Thank you for your comments, guys. I hope all this was all helpful as well, okay? And enlightening. If you are interested, sweetie pies, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, right? And binge watch my videos as well, and comment. Engagement is important. And also tell me, what would you like to know or hear me speak about next, okay? Join my community. It's a growing community. That our next level point is 200, right? That's the next milestone. Then I have to build up to 500, like that, right? So we are actually building this channel very nicely. So those that have been supporting me, thank you for supporting me. If you're not new in this channel, on this live, right? If you're not new and you've been in one of my lives and you've subscribed, thank you for your support as well. Olo Owami, thank you, sweetie pie. Hope you guys have a great week further. Remember, you're the master of your own reality. But tomorrow I'll be on live again. It's weekend, right? Yeah, it's Saturday today. So tomorrow I'll be on the live again, and I will continue about speaking about these topics about self-awareness and self-development. It's all about you leveling up, right? Remember, the information's out there. Align yourself with content that uplifts you. Align yourself with content that uplifts you. If you're feeling down, put on a song that makes you feel happy. Move your body, right? Remember that song is also content, it's energy, right? Moving your body, you're telling your universe, you're telling God that I'm happy in my space now. I am actually asking for more happiness, right? So dancing, moving your body is also important when it comes to raising your frequency, right? Listen to some music, go for a walk in nature, go and experience nature. Now it's change of season now in the both hemispheres, north and southern hemisphere, right? Yeah, in southern hemisphere, we're moving to spring. We're in spring now, we're going to summer, right? So it's a warmer seasons. Go to the beach, be around water, go and take a walk in nature to raise your frequency. Those are the things that help you uplift. And go into content that makes you feel happy. Don't go into content that's all about negative things, because that can also cause your frequency. You will attract negative things. Remember that the world is not happening to you. You are creating the world, your own personal world, because each person sees life differently. You have your own world, your own universe, and I have my own, right? But we're all creating the macro, the huge concept of life in the world, by us taking care of our individual frequencies, right? Our individual vibration. All right. So have a great Saturday further. Please go ahead and join me tomorrow around the same time, around probably 11 o'clock, around that time, okay? So I have all 12 o'clock I'll be out there. But if you do subscribe to my channel, you will then see the notification when I go on live tomorrow. Okay, guys? So have a great Saturday further, guys. Sweetie pies. Goodbye.